Welcome back to our beautiful lake house here in Portugal. And I know for a lot of you, this is your dream. This is the dream, to buy some property in the countryside of Portugal, to build a home, to renovate a ruin. But the reality of that dream is, who are you gonna get to do the work? It's 7 a.m. here in Portugal. I'm at our lake house, and there's a good chance that I'll probably get stood up once again by a construction contractor. Yesterday, I was supposed to meet with 2 construction contractors to show them the project that we have to renovate our 2-bedroom villa and turn it into a 5-bedroom villa. You see, we are renovating and expanding a newly bought property. We bought this property that sits on almost 4 acres of land. We have private waterfront access to the lake. Our property is massive. It goes all the way around this cove. The renovation and expansion of this villa is going to be intense, and I can't give away the money to do it. Maybe that's a little dramatic, but I am getting a little frustrated because we have talked to literally dozens of construction contractors. We have made appointments with so many of them, and half of them don't even show up. I knew that this renovation and expansion was gonna be challenging because our lake house isn't in the middle of the city. It's out in the middle of nowhere. And getting folks to come out here to do work is a little tougher. It's tough to get people to do stuff in the city. So having them come out here, that presents a challenge all in itself. And I know a lot of you that are watching this, that watch our channel, your dream is to move to Portugal, buy yourself a piece of land, build a house, or renovate a ruin. It sounds so exciting in theory, but in practice, it can be a nightmare. I'll be absolutely honest with you guys. I just hope these guys show up today because I drove 2 hours to meet them. I was already here because I drove 2 hours yesterday. I didn't have to come up yesterday. Well, the benefit is I got to come up yesterday.
Bro, you don't make it unbalanced.
And so today, I want to talk to you guys about all of the red flags that we have identified as we go through this process, and construction hasn't even started. So this is the pre-construction red flags. If you are deciding to pick a construction contractor in Portugal, you're going to want to watch this video before you hand over a single euro. Now, with that said, we have managed to find a couple of really good construction contractors, but we had to go through a lot of bad ones to find the ones that I think that we're going to go with. And I'll talk to you guys about that in another video. So with that said, here are the 10 red flags that you should be looking for if you're hiring a construction company in Portugal. Let's go. Red flag number 1, they don't show up to the first meeting, or they cancel at the last minute the first meeting. Now, I can understand if things happen. If someone calls and communicates and reschedules in advance, gives you more than enough time, but a contractor that doesn't show up to your first meeting, that is a no-go for me. No show, no go. A contractor that doesn't show up is telling you right then and there how they're going to treat the project. You haven't even paid them yet. This is the phase where they are trying to impress you and get the job. Just imagine how he's going to be after you pay them. And if they are not showing up, don't even bother with them. Move on to the next. Red flag number 2 is poor communication. Communication to me is just as important as construction skills, because you are going to be dealing with this construction contractor for months, maybe even years. And so if they are not communicating well, that is a huge red flag. And poor communication is doing things like taking days to respond, never answering your questions, coming up with constant excuses, or just being difficult to reach. These are all red flags. Move on. Red flag number 3, the construction contractor won't show you their credentials. They won't show you their license, their insurance, their company information. They won't share with you their references. If a contractor will not share these basic things with you, it's a huge red flag. We had a construction company say, well, I don't want to share my license because it's a privacy thing. Your license is a public document. And why would I hire anyone that doesn't want to show me their license? Something fishy was going on. You see, a professional doesn't hesitate when you ask them for these things. Matter of fact, they should have these things ready to go. Red flag number 4, and this one happens a lot. They give you a quote without fully understanding the project. You may tell them, oh, I have this project. It's such and such amount of square feet. And they say, well, that's going to cost you about such and such amount. They haven't looked at the architectural drawings, the engineering drawings, structural drawings. They haven't even looked at the site conditions. Anyone that is quick to give you a quote, that is a huge red flag. You see, the best construction companies want to see all of the engineering, architecture, and site plan drawings before they give you a quote. And a really good construction company will involve their own architect to review the project documents. Red flag number 5, they never even visit the property. Now, this is especially important in Portugal because sites can be very precarious. If you're doing construction in, let's say, the city, access could be a major issue. Your neighbors, a good contractor visits the sites to see what types of constraints are involved because those constraints will definitely impact the budget. They're going to look at slopes, drainage, access for machinery, retaining walls, existing structures. They want to know everything around the actual site. And so a serious contractor wants to see the site. You'll be surprised at how many contractors will try to move forward, collect a deposit without ever visiting your site. And the problem is it's going to end up costing you because when they encounter issues, they're going to come to you for more money. The next red flag is a contractor gives you a proposal without any detailed information. A good contractor gives you a lot of detail in their construction proposal. They have line by line estimates of all the construction, material, and labor. They also include things like timeline, payment schedule, milestones, allowances, and the change order process. Never go with a construction company that wants to keep everything verbal. They need to have everything written down in the contract, exactly what to do if things go in a certain direction. Because whatever is not written down, if you made a verbal agreement, you may be setting yourself up for a dispute later on down the road. Red flag number 7, and this one is very important, guys. They want too much money up front. A construction contractor that wants 40, 50, 60, 70% up front before they've even broken ground, that is a huge red flag. We know several people that have paid a contractor a huge amount of money up front. The contractor comes out, they do all of the demolition, they're tearing stuff down, and then the work stops. You don't hear from that contractor again. You can drive around Portugal and you can see construction projects that have started. And the easy stuff is always the demolition. The hard part is putting it back together. And so you have to be careful when you're hiring a construction contractor to not give them too much money up front. A better approach is to pay them at the completion of every milestone. We have a friend that's working with a contractor right now, and he pays his contractor every single week. And I love that approach because it keeps the contractor there every single week so they can get paid. And this is great because breaking projects like this up into smaller pieces where you're paying someone weekly really benefits you. You can see progress move a lot faster. The next red flag is that the contractor quotes you a price that is unbelievably low. You have to be careful about going with the cheapest quotes because the cheapest quotes can often be the most expensive. Usually because work is missing, corners are gonna be cut, the contractor is setting you up for change orders to be coming. So if a contractor comes in with a really low offer, ask a lot of questions. What does this include? What does this not include? Have you thought about this? Have you thought about that? Don't think you're getting a good deal and so you don't want to ask questions. No, you should be asking a lot of questions just to get that confirmation. Because maybe you are getting an exceptionally good deal and high quality. Now, with that said, you also don't want to overpay for work. So you have to be careful about a contractor coming in too high. Some contractors have so much work that they will put in proposals that are so astronomically high that if you are willing to pay that kind of money, they will move from these other jobs on to your job. And any contractor that is willing to do that, imagine how he's going to treat you if someone else comes along and is willing to pay more. These contractors usually take on way more work than they can handle at any given time, and they stretch your job out for a very long time. The next red flag is that the contractor that you are hiring is actually going to be subcontracting out almost everything. Now, this happens a lot more than you realize in Portugal. Basically, there are main contractors and they hire a lot of different subs. If you are dealing with a contractor like that, you not only have to look at the work that they have done, but you need to look at the work that their subcontractors have done. So ask the question, are you doing all of this work yourself or are you going to be hiring subs? And what part of the job are you going to be hiring those subs for? Can I see their references? Can I see their licenses? And a contractor that has done this before is more than willing to show you this information. And this is really important because you may encounter a main contractor that takes on a job that they don't really know how to do and they don't really have the experience of working with other subcontractors that know how to do it. And so that means that as your project is progressing, they may get to a point where they can't do the work because they can't find a subcontractor to help them. And the last red flag, number 10, is they don't behave like a professional. A serious construction company handles itself with some professionalism. The employees work with a certain ethic. They carry themselves a certain way. They do work and they stand by it. They don't blame past clients. They don't blame the engineer. They don't blame the architect. They take ownership in the work that they are doing. If you've ever gone to a construction site in Portugal, you can tell the difference between a professional construction company and a fly-by-night one. Usually the fly-by-night one, they're drinking on the job. Everyone is kind of like not working. People are standing around. Maybe there's one person working on an entire house. It's very inconsistent. Some days people are there, some days people are not. It just feels very unprofessional, especially when you go to a construction site where you see a professional construction company. Everything is ran tight. They have their signs up. They have safety things in place. It is very professional. The site is cleaned up every day. They're not leaving their junk around. I have been to construction sites where I see beer bottles and cans all over the place. Cigarettes. They're not cleaning up after themselves. That is not a professional company. Be very careful hiring these companies because construction is one of those things that once you plaster over things, paint over things, the professionalism shows up later on down the line when things start to fail. When you realize that this pipe wasn't sealed correctly or the electrical wasn't run right. And it wasn't done right because the company that was working on it wasn't professional. So, with that said, those are the 10 red flags that you guys should be looking out for if you are going to move to Portugal and hire a construction company to build your dream home. And so now I am going to grab a cup of coffee, try to wake up and wait for this construction company to show up. Wish me luck. And if you guys have liked this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and join the journey. Whew, what a beautiful day. The birds have they've settled down. Well, let's see if this construction contractor shows up. 50-50 chance. It's time.